If you deal with any gut issues, acid reflux, GERD, LPR, bloating, IBS, do not listen to her. We'll play the video and see what she's all about.
Let's rate these breakfast options as a nutritionist on the scale of 10. Smoothies, I will give it a 0.
She's rating smoothie a 0. Again, I'll not just here to hate on her. She's doing this as a nutritionist. These are her own ratings. But the problem with these kind of content is these are so damn general, and anyone who wants to fix their gut health, maybe you are struggling with bloating, constipation, or some acid reflux or any other gut issues, what will be your first impression watching her content? That you should not drink smoothies, right? But let's say if you're dealing with acid reflux, which I dealt for a long time, I got bad esophagus after that, which is extreme inflammation of your esophagus. After that, I was always worry about getting cancer, but fortunately, that didn't happen. But if at that time I didn't had smoothies, I wouldn't heal, because smoothies were the only thing that I could drink. And she's rating smoothies because it's basically full of sugar. What if you don't add a lot of honey? What if you don't add a lot of maple syrup? What if you don't add a lot of high in sugar or high in fructose fruits? What if you balance that with a lot of fiber, chia seeds, flaxseed? What if you balance that with some vegan protein? What if you balance that with some good quality fats, walnuts, pistachios? Now, will that smoothie again be a 0? The answer is most probably not. And I'm not here to hate on her. I used to follow her, but I will no longer do that, because I try to keep very high standards. That is something I try to even follow. You can go ahead and take a look at my profile. I'm all about gut health and all. But the main thing is I do not give general advices. That's something I really work hard on. I'm also a human. I might also make mistake in future, and this should be the consequence. You should stop listening to me if I make mistakes. Then if I keep on improving, then you should start listening to me again. So over here, she makes really great content. You can go check out her page. You will absolutely learn a lot. But if she's having such a big platform, it's her responsibility to not make videos like these. She absolutely knows if she gives smoothie a rating of 0, a lot of people will comment around this. These are called polarization in the content field. I also am prone to this, but the thing is I try to play it really well. Do not try to give anyone any wrong, let's say, the impression, but it might sometimes happen. I'm also a human being. But over here, what I'll do is, instead of blabbering about what all of these are, I'll go ahead and give you the real critique. If you're struggling with any of the gut issues, this is going to be extremely informational video for you. So let's play it again.
Let's rate these breakfast options as a nutritionist on the scale of 10. Smoothies, I will give it a 0. Very high in sugar and calories as well. Moong dal.
Very high in calories, very high in sugar. You can decrease the calories in a smoothie. Just do not use high fat milk or high fat vegan milk. Just use water. Use a very lean protein. It can be a vegan protein. Add that. Do not add in lots of nuts. Now your insulin might spike if it's full of sugar. You can balance that with the protein and fiber. Now it's no longer high in calories if you're trying to lose weight. So you can now have the smoothie. Let's say, again, you don't want to be high in calorie, high in sugar and all, because honey also breaks down into sugar and stuff. Hope you really know that. But the problem with honey is it's really tasty, my favorite. I use it a lot. So if you don't want the calorie from honey, you can use monk fruit. You can use other sweeteners. But now you'll say, oh, sweetness causes cancer and all. Go do your own research. The amount of carcinogens present in those kind of sweeteners is really low. More amount is present in our whole foods if you really go and take a look at the research and all. And let's say a really good alternative will be monk fruit. Go take a look at that. Monk fruit, it's an excellent sweetener, very low in calories. So that's how you can power up your smoothie and still have smoothie. And smoothie is a really great choice for anyone who is dealing with acid reflux, GERD, LPR. Because if you sip smoothie slowly, it will not damage your, let's say, throat much. But now if you're chewing something rough first thing in the morning, it can be a sandwich. If you like grill it really well, it's now crunchy. That is something that can harm your throat if you're dealing with acid reflux. I'm not talking about a regular human being who is completely normal, looking to make their gut health absolutely fantastic. For you, a sandwich, a sourdough sandwich with an egg, tofu if you're vegan, and other stuff in it, make it completely balanced with fiber, protein. It can be absolutely fantastic. I'm talking about acid reflux over here. So if you're dealing with acid reflux, throat issues, that sandwich can harm you. So over here, smoothie can be an excellent option. Let's take a look at what she says next.
Dal chilas, a 10 because
Moong dal chilas, a 10. Again, I am extremely allergic to people who play in extremes. She will give smoothies a 0 and moong dal chilla a 10. I can give you 10 reasons why and when moong dal chillas can be extremely bad for you. I'll go ahead and do it.
because they're super balanced, rich in protein and carbs as well. It won't spike your blood sugar.
Rich in protein, they won't, let's say, spike your blood sugar. Good advice if you don't have any gut issues. But the same chilla of moong dal, if you add besan to it, now if you also deal with bloating and stuff, this will cause severe bloating. If you have other IBS symptoms, it will make it also worse. So now, is this still a 10 out of 10? Or now is it so individually specific for you? Now it might be a 0 out of 10 for you. Or it cannot be 0. I do not believe in extremes. Now it can be a 2 out of 10 for you because it's nutritious, but it is something that's going to harm you.
Poha, which is the Indian traditional breakfast, I will give it a 7, but that's only if you're pairing it with a source of protein and veggies.
Why a 7? If I really love poha, if I'm adding protein, veggies, good fat, I'm eating it well, I enjoy it, why not a 10 out of 10 for me? If I really love it, why a 7?
Cereals,
Again, cereal 0. This is something that I'll agree with. If you go ahead and tell the general population cereals are bad for you, it's okay, because mostly whatever cereal you'll have around you should be a 0. It's full of processed stuff. But as of recently, there are a lot of healthier alternatives. Okay, let's take a look at Yoga Bar cereal. This one's a cereal as well. But is it now healthy? It absolutely is. They use a lot of good stuff. Now, is it still a 0? It probably not. So there are a lot of healthy options. If you just give out a blanket statement, that is something I absolutely hate. Instead, if you got a platform as big, you should be more specific. I get it. If you're trying to reach a lot of people at once, you need to be polarizing. You need to be simplified at the top of the funnel. But I think she should have more responsibility.
0, they're just super high in sugar and highly processed.
Yeah, absolutely right. Most of them are high in sugar, highly processed, but you do have a lot of, let's say, alternatives. What if you really, really love cereal and you now find an alternative that's really good for your health? Is not high in sugar, is not that highly processed, is like kind of good with nutrients and all. And now you're loving your breakfast instead of trying a breakfast that you absolutely hate, which will totally mess up your nervous system. If you're trying to follow a very strict diet full of healthy stuff and you are stressed all the time, oh my god, my friends will eat this, my friends will eat that. I used to eat cereal, I used to love that so much, but I now don't. You are following a healthy diet, but all of these thoughts, all of the things that you're missing, unsustainable lifestyle and diet, these things will cause more trouble.
Idli and dosa will be a 10 for sure because
Idli and dosa are 10 for sure. It's amongst my favorite breakfast, so I will not be that harsh towards it, but I'll still give you my critique.
they are very good for your gut health. They are fermented. Oats will
Very good for your gut health, fermented. Excellent. But now if you're struggling with acid reflux, these same fermented food can be acidic in nature. So if you take it, it can be a trigger for you. If it's too fermented, if it's too acidic, you're going to have all the symptoms of acid reflux. So now is it really good for your gut health? Probably not. So a good option will be to not ferment the idli batter that much and probably not use, if you're using some kind of pulses in the mixture, which a lot of people do. So try not to use that, just go with rice. I know it will not be as flavorful as before, but you can still kind of have that idli without the acid reflux symptoms for a brief while until you fix your acid reflux and all the other gut issues. Then you can go back to eating it again. Then it will not harm you. Then it will be good for your gut and all.
be a 6.5 to 7. Pair it with
Oats again, 6.5 to 7. Again, oats will contain a lot of stuff. To remove it, you can basically boil the oats and drain the water. It will drain away a lot of phytic acid in it. If you don't know about phytic acid, it's a kind of stuff that presents there that will make sure you do not absorb nutrients well. So if you just boil the oats and drain away that water, that phytic acid goes away by a huge margin. So now is it still 6.5 to 7? If you pair it really well, if you love it, it's not. It might be more for you, but what if you are allergic to oats? There's a client of mine that I work with. She's dealing with a lot of IBS symptoms, which will be bloating and other stuff. And she also deals with acid reflux, heartburn, and she's allergic to oats. And she's also scared of oats. So now, if this is a 7 out of 10 breakfast, and now if I suggest take this 7 out of 10 breakfast, is it still good for her? She's both allergic to it and scared of it.
It with a source of protein so it doesn't spike your blood sugar too much. And last is coffee, which is a 0.
Coffee a 0. Tell me honestly, how many of you still drink coffee or tea? I do. I left it for a good chunk of time, like it will be like 3 to 5 years. I didn't touch a single cup of coffee, but now I do. Does it spike my cortisol? Yeah, it does. But does it bother me a lot? No, it doesn't. I absolutely love it. I get to enjoy making videos like these. I get to hop on client call and help them with their gut health journey. Now, is it still a 0 for me now? They can spike your cortisol. Why are you demonizing cortisol so much? You need cortisol to wake the fuck up when you get up in the morning. If you don't have that initial cortisol rush in your body, you will not wake up from your sleep. You will keep sleeping.
It will spike your cortisol levels.
Again, that cortisol spike is completely natural within body. That happens. But I also do not recommend for you to drink coffee first thing in the morning. It should always be in your later part of your day. And if it's something that's a trigger for you as of recently, if you're dealing with gut issues, acid reflux or some other stuff, I'll suggest you switch to decaffeinated coffee or switch the milk inside of coffee. Let's say if you're drinking normal milk, full fat milk, try switching to a low fat milk. That might ease your symptoms. Then if it still gives you, try switching to a vegan milk. There are a lot of good coconut milk options out there, almond milk options out there. Do try them out. And even if that still gives you issue, that means it's a caffeine problem now. Now you'll have to switch to decaf. But now you might be dealing with energy crashes and all because you have been dependent on this coffee since ever. So now you should also look at some other stuff like your electrolyte balance and some other stimulants other than caffeine that can keep you going.
Will make you feel much more tired and fatigued throughout the day.
Yeah, it does. Caffeine crash is absolutely happens with everyone, but you must know how to manage it. I do not experience any caffeine crash because I am not fucking addicted to coffee. I used to be. I used to drink 1 cup every day, every morning because I had so much work to do. Without caffeine, my body will not work. So in that case, coffee is bad. But now is coffee good or bad for me? Like I enjoy drinking coffee a couple of times a week, 2 or 3 times a week. Is it really bad for me now? I enjoy it. I get to hop on calls with my clients, try to fix their gut health and everything else. I help them with acid reflux, other symptoms of IBS, bloating and all. Now, is it bad for me? I really love it. It's not bad for me.
So now start your day with the right kind of breakfast. Hope this helps.
Yeah, starting your day with the right kind of breakfast is absolutely important. And sometimes the difference between a right breakfast and wrong breakfast will be the amount of time you got. If you are a very busy professional like I am, today I had only 5 minutes to have my breakfast. I had my smoothie pre-made before I went to the gym, which again took 5 minutes to make. So within this 10 minutes, I prepared the smoothie. I got back from the gym. I relaxed. I drank the smoothie in 5 minutes. And here I am in my office recording video. After this, I have a few clients calls. So is that smoothie really bad for me now? It's not. It's helping me. It's fueling my purpose of helping people with gut issues. So smoothies are not bad. You definitely need to find a breakfast that's gonna help you out. And talking about the timing part, if you don't really have time, these smoothies might be the one that's saving your life. Now, if you demonize smoothies so much, will you really drink it every morning? Or would you rather opt for, let's say, something quick that you can grab? You are on the way. You are maybe grabbing something from out of a fridge that was a part of your dinner. Or some other snacks or some other processed shit that you're picking up on the go. So it's all about the time, and smoothies can save a lot of time. I might sound from like a smoothie gang who is here trying to, let's say, spread awareness around smoothies, but I really am. I work with a lot of people with acid reflux, gut health issues and all, and smoothies is one of the things that can truly change your life, but you must know how to make it. I hope I had given the instructions how to make a good smoothie at the beginning of it. She has a very nice informative posts. A lot of posts of her are really good. I'm glad it reaches like millions of people. Over here it reached like almost a million people about chia seeds. That's really important. Like chia seeds, you need to soak it on water before drinking it. You can't just eat it like that. All of these instructions, a lot of her page is really good, but I expected more from her. Mistakes can happen with anyone. Even I'll make mistakes in future. I'm also a human being. You will also make mistakes, but she got to do better. And if you want to learn how you can use my help to fix your own gut health issues, I have linked a detailed video how I basically help people. Go ahead and check that out. Inside that video, you can also learn how you can potentially hop on a one-on-one call with me to see if I can personally help you out. I'm a certified gut health coach. This is what I do right now. I have seen a lot of people lose their life because of complications from gut issues and because of misinformation around the internet and from brainwashing in general. A lot of people will hop on carnivore diet because a lot of influencer will try to push that. A lot of people will hop on keto diet because a lot of influencer really push that. You are a very unique individual. You have different needs. You have different things that will help you. What helps someone won't necessarily help you. So really try to get to the specifics of it. I really try to do that, but even I can make mistakes and all. And other free resources will be in the description of this video. If you want to fix your gut health, I have a couple of free programs, paid courses. Do check them out. And if you are dealing with acid reflux, LPR, GERD, over here is a really great strategy that will help you work on your acid reflux, GERD, LPR. See you there.